Okay. The water, my thumb yard. If you can hear a sound, put a 1 in the chat. You can hear it out of there. All right. All right. Let me just check one more time. I think I actually turned this off on that shit. All right, cool. We should be good to go. All right. Most High in Christ. All right. Salakia, everybody. We're going to go ahead and clap it up one more time. Salute everybody online. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshai Barakatham to all the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Latham Shem Yahshai to all the sisters. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into class. The brother had a question. If you have any questions online, feel free to type them in. All right. All right, let's go.
Sir, my question is on 1 Samuel chapter 28 and verse 9.
All right, he said 1 Samuel chapter 28 and verse
verse 7.
Verse 7. Yeah, we'll start at verse 7. All right.
Where King Saul went to speak with
you can
the
just
medium.
go ahead and turn that off, though. Okay.
And also, I can get a breakdown on what exactly it was that he went to convene with.
Right. Let's go ahead.
It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 28, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit,
Right.
that I may go to her and inquire of her.
Right.
And his servants said to him, behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor.
Right.
Verse 8. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment, and he went, and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night.
All right. So let's go right here and break it down right here. It says that she had a what?
A familiar spirit.
And so what is that?
Salakia, sir.
What would you call that? Or what does that mean when people say that in the world? What does that even mean?
Salakia, sir. Mm-hmm. My understanding of maybe worldly, but familiar is someone that's able to convene with spirits. Like they have a familiar, like a special spirit that guides them.
A special what?
Like a spirit that guides them
right.
into doing spiritual things.
Right. Right. Okay. Now, what would we call that in the truth?
Witchcraft.
To gain that spirit, she may be doing some stuff like witchcraft to get in communication.
Would it be a demon?
There you go. Right. She has a demon that she talks to. That talks to her. She's in communication with. All right. Let's keep going.
And they came to the woman by night,
mm-hmm.
and he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit,
right,
and bring me him up who I shall name unto thee.
Right.
Verse 9. And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he hath cut off those that have familiar spirits.
Right. So he put out an order and an ordinance to get rid of people like this because that's in the law. We're not supposed to suffer a witch to live. We're not supposed to suffer somebody that has familiar spirits that's trying to contact demons and play, what's that, the Ouija board and all that type of stuff. Nah, you're not supposed to be doing that. But now she's like, hey, you trying to set me up? You want me to do what the king said we're not supposed to do? Why are you coming in and seeking me out? Keep going.
Uh-huh. And the wizards out of the land.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life?
Right, you trying to set me up. You trying to get me killed. Keep going.
To cause me to die.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 10. And Saul sware to her by the Lord, saying, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing.
Man, Saul was really lost. Like, when he did not follow that order, that's why it's so important to follow orders that are given to you, right, from the Lord. Because when they said the spirit was taken away from him, that moment when Samuel checked him, he was never the same since. Like, you could see somebody that's like a brother that could be in the truth, man. A brother might know precepts. A brother might be cold at camp speakings. he lead the truth. He can't remember no verses. He can't, you know what I mean, even speak correctly. He might get a stuttering, everything just that thing that was on this brother. He was strong when he was in the truth. He left the truth. Now he can't do the basic things that he was doing. And why is that?
So like, sir, because the Spirit of the Lord left him.
Right, but why is it that he can't do? I just want a little bit different description of what allowed him to do it. I'm gonna say it like that. When he could do it, when he remembered all these precepts. Was it? Go ahead.
Was it his faith?
Blah. It's just plain straight to it. The Lord, you know what I'm saying? It's not him that has this ability. That's why we say Most High in Christ. Like, you think this is why we never take credit for the work that we do, because the Lord is allowing you to do it. He's giving you the Spirit to do it. He's allowing you to remember these things. He's allowing you to speak this certain way. You could lose all that overnight. You know what I'm saying? So we can never take credit for anything that we do. It's Most High in Christ. And these examples, it shows you, because Saul completely lost his whole goddamn mind after he disobeyed that order. And he's doing things like this. He put out an order to not talk to familiar spirits. He's breaking his own order. Then he is swearing by the Lord to convince her to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's lost. But that's the stuff you'll be doing, not you. But you know what I'm saying? You lead the truth. You was out here, just had a weed addiction. You lead the truth. Now you smoking crack. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Bible says that you get rid of one demon and 7 demons come back stronger because they want to be in a clean house. You cleaned yourself up. Now you lead the truth. You'll be in a worse condition than you were before. All right. So I keep going.
Verse 11. Then said the woman, whom shall I bring up unto thee?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, bring me up Samuel.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12.
Damn. Then this is even worse. Like, who is he trying to get to talk to?
It's like, sir, the prophet of the Most High.
You see how crazy this sounds?
Kind.
You know, like, you go to one of these weird shops where they got the psychic in the eye of Horus all on the front of it, weird little stuff. You're like, yeah, I'm trying to talk to Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? The places that he was trying to destroy and kill, you come to there to bring up a prophet of God. This nigga is out of his mind. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. Go ahead.
So with him being in this state, is it just him lacking the Spirit of the Most High, or is it him having demons as well?
Oh, he definitely got demons on him. He's falling more and more and more. Like they consuming him. They're consuming everything about him. He can't focus. He can't think. He's not making any logical decision. The one thing he's not trying to do. What's the one thing? Blow my mind if anybody can think of that. What's the one thing Samuel is not trying to do ever since the Spirit of the Lord left him?
It's like, sir, he's not trying to reach out to the Most High.
In what way?
In prayer or in action as well.
What type of action? You want it? Go ahead. Okay, it's one word for that though. He's not trying to change. That's the word, but what is a biblical term of it?
Improve? No, that's not it.
He needs to change. There's another word for it. Somebody type it in the chat. He needs to change. This is what Christ came to do, to teach us how to. Go ahead. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't want to repent. He went further and further. And that's so weak and effeminate, and be made. Like, you mess up. You don't want to say, you know what, I was wrong. You want to double down. You want to triple down. You want to keep going and going and going in the further direction and say, you know what, I was wrong. I don't really deserve any of this, but I'm going to ask for forgiveness and try to be better. You know what I'm saying? He just kept digging a hole deeper and deeper and deeper. And so that's where he's at this point. Well, go ahead.
Verse 12. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman spake to Saul,
mm-hmm.
saying, why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 13. And the king said unto her, Be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, What form is he of? And she said, An old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. Verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
And Samuel said to Saul, Why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me,
Mm-hmm.
and God is departed from me.
And God is what?
Is departed from
And
me.
the Most High is what?
Departed from me,
Keep going.
and answereth me no more, neither by prophets
Mm-hmm.
nor by dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do.
Right, and that's like I said, that's so like it be made. It's like you get into an argument. Sometimes people say, I say this too, like you can get an argument with somebody and you can be right about something, and then you go overboard in your rightness and you end up being wrong. Don't ever do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you was right initially, now you ended up going too far and you have to end up apologizing. It's like Saul is just keeps going and going on this journey instead of returning to the Lord. He said, the Lord is departed from me. So now you're going to do more evil to get the right answer from the Lord. You think that's going to help your situation? You think doing what got you jammed up is going to get you, you know what I mean? Like you sell a dope and you get arrested for it, you bail out and you're going to sell dope so you can pay your lawyer fees. Like, what sense does that make? You know what I'm saying? That's what people do in the world, and that's the spirit that's on them, and that's because the demon on them. We don't really got to go too much anymore for this. Just to answer your question, the woman had a familiar spirit. That familiar spirit was a demon. That's what he was seeing. You see what I'm saying? That's what they were in communication with. It's a demon that knows everything is just an angel of the Lord, and he's letting Saul go further deeper into his, sin.
So, sir, why does it refer to this as Samuel, and why does it read out as if it actually is Samuel? Like, how do you disprove that this is indeed actually a demon instead of an actual spirit?
First, you can go to the part where it says, go in verse 14 after it says, and she said, an old man cometh up. Read from there.
Come. And he is covered with a mantle.
Right.
And Saul perceived that it was Samuel.
Right. He perceived. He didn't know for sure it was Samuel. It was somebody that came covered up with a mantle like this walking up. You see what I'm saying? And he just started talking. He's like, that's Samuel. I asked for Samuel. This person talking to me is Samuel. And the demon can talk like Samuel, can walk like Samuel, can whatever he needs to do. But he's just messing with Saul because he's being weak. Go ahead.
So you can read it as Saul believed that it was Samuel.
Right. And then so after that point, in his mind, this is Samuel. And so that's why it's saying this is Samuel. You see what I mean? Right.
Is there anything further to prove the point to a Christian to show that this isn't actually a ghost? Just because
you got to go to you can go to the reincarnation scriptures where it says there is no remembrance of former things and things of that nature. So you know what that's at? It's in Ecclesiastes. Yeah, you can use that. Anything else that can cut them? That this is, like I said, just a familiar spirit. She had a familiar spirit, so this is who is talking. I mean, it's really saying that in general. It's like that's why he said, "What form?" Go to the beginning of verse 14.
Verse 14, and he said unto her,
Right. Go to verse 13.
Verse 13.
It's always right there. You know what I mean? It's in it if you just read what it's saying. Go ahead.
And the king said unto her, Be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth.
So she saw powers or angels, Elohim, demons ascending out of the earth. She's seeing a whole bunch of things. Keep going.
And he said unto her, What form is he of?
And exactly, he's not even seeing what she's seeing. He's communicating, you know what I'm saying, through her, and she's explaining what she sees.
And she said, An old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle.
Right, so he's not seeing this. She is seeing this, and she's telling him what she's hearing. You see what I'm saying? Keep going.
And he is cut. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel.
Right, so he doesn't know anything other than what she's telling him.
Right.
You see what I mean? And so this is in his mind what is going on, but in reality, it's her talking to a demon and telling him, and the demon is going along with it because he wants Saul to be further destroyed for doing all this evil that he's doing. You understand? So it's literally right there. If you believe that this woman is doing right, you just got to ask them. That's why I question you put them in the box. So it's like when she had a familiar spirit, because Christians are spookism, right? So who is the familiar spirit? Is that the Lord or what? So what you know what I mean? Go ahead.
Within that, like, how would they actually interpret a familiar spirit?
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna believe it's of Satan too. So you saying this woman worships Satan, she follows Satan, and she's gonna use Satan to bring up a prophet of the Lord to come talk. She has the power to go wake up Samuel. That's the nonsense that the Christian church has when they really believe Satan has these powers. They don't believe that he's an angel of the Lord and he's in order and he has to obey. So that's going to go into, you just got to prove that Satan is an angel and he just follows orders. And all this is, there's nobody else out here doing anything without the Lord letting it happen. You know what I mean? So this is just all in her mind and all in her understanding. And he's just perceiving this is what's being told him. So he never actually talked to anyone. He just talked to her. Yeah.
Okay. So like, sir.
No sweat. Go ahead.
Maybe it's still on subject, but just a little deeper.
Right.
So within that, in today's time, does that mean even today there are those that can gain information from things like a familiar spirit?
I would say like this. I remember Jeremy Muhammad talking about this, like this whole psychic capabilities and people that Miss Cleo, you're all too young for that.
No,
Miss Cleo, call me now, or some Jamaican lady that used to be talking about she had psychic capabilities. And she would just say basic normal things and dumb people would give her money. She'd just be like, okay, what's going on? Yeah, I'm just having issues with my woman. Well, let me guess. Do you have another woman on the side? Yeah, I do. Okay, she doesn't like it, right? You know what I mean? It's just like anything you could, basic common information you can figure out and think about any issues that people have. You don't like your job, do you? Yeah, I hate my job. Oh, yeah, your boss is giving you a hard. Yeah, how'd you know that? My boss. Everybody goes through the same things. You know what I mean? 99% of the people that claim to have psychic capabilities, claim to have familiar spirits, are hustlers, and they're just scamming people. They scam artists. Like there was a movie, Ghosts. I don't know if you ever saw that one. You saw that one. It's a good movie. I ain't gonna lie. Whoopi Goldberg is in it, and she's doing that role. She's playing like she can talk to spirits. And the whole time she's been hustling people doing that thing too, like faking it and making up basic stuff everybody would think. Now, when a real ghost came and started talking to her, she freaking out. She was out of her god. She was scared. You know what I mean? Because she like, this is not normal. They wonder what's wrong with her, but she's really seeing a ghost. So, long story short, 99% of those people are scam artists and they just do this to make money from stupid people. That 0.1% of people that actually can do it, the government already picked them up. They work for the FBI. They work for the CIA. The government found them people and they use them for other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And inside of that, it's just them talking to demons, and they really are, in communication with demons. You know what I'm saying?
That's heavy.
Yep. So, anything else on that one? That's good. You got another question? Yep. All right. The brother said he wanted the scripture breakdown, Matthew 12. Too.
I can hold it, sir.
No, go ahead. Let's go. Who's what? Yeah, me too. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't seen it in a long time. Yeah, it was
pretty sad.
Yeah. It's a funny movie too, though.
Yeah.
That was one of the That's when Whoopi was making good movies. What did he say? All right. You looking for the verse?
Yes, it's 1 John chapter 2, verse 18. It says, "Little children,
right.
It is the last time, and as ye have heard
right.
that Antichrist shall come,
right.
even now there are many Antichrists,
right.
whereby we know that it is the last time."
Right.
So when it's speaking of this, is it talking about the last time in Revelation, speaking of that Antichrist?
So read it again.
Khan.
He's saying, is it talking about the Antichrist in Revelation?
Khan.
Go ahead.
Verse 18. Little children, it is the last time.
Right, so it's saying it's the last days, right?
Go ahead. And as ye have heard that an Antichrist shall come.
You heard that Antichrist shall come. Keep going.
Even now there are many. Even now are there many Antichrists.
Right.
Whereby we know that it is the last time. So
in the movies and a lot of Christian dogma, they paint the Antichrist as one little evil Edomite baby that's born. He's just evil from birth. He's pranking his mom and killing people. The Antichrist is supposed to be this one person. They don't know if it's Donald Trump. They don't know if it's Joe Biden. It's supposed to be some Hitler. But in reality, it's just saying that their Antichrist is meaning someone that goes against Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Fake Israelites are Antichrist. The Christian church is Antichrist. The Muslim mosque is Antichrist. The drug dealers, anything that goes against the law, statutes, and commandments and the teachings of Yahweh Shai Mashiach are Antichrist, right? In the name, they are Antichrist. Now, they're trying to boil it down to this one specific leader, when in reality, it's more of that Antichrist in the last days you're talking about in Revelation is just the organization of basically America and its leadership. Like, that Antichrist is who is running the country and who's going to push these things forward. Not like a one person, meaning like this government, this people is the Antichrist. Like it's the epitome of pushing against Christ, and you see it how it's playing out today. They promote children becoming whatever they want to be, switching up their gender. They promoting you can become an animal, you can do this, you can do that. They about to make it lawful to be a pedophile. Like everything under the sun is displaced. And the more and more we get to the last times, you're starting to see it's truly revealing who it is. Like America started off saying you can't get a divorce and you can't, or some other things that sound like are right according to the Bible. You know what I mean? Like they have certain rules. What you say? Exactly. Or that too. And you can't do homosexual marriages. You can't do that. But now as time's gone, it's slowly taking off the mask and showing you really who it is, because you go back to the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, they always been LGBT. That's always been their spirit, but they had to cover it to get you on board. And then now, as time goes, they slowly start revealing themselves. So we are in the day of the Antichrist. Like this is that.
So like you sir.
What?
So that would mean in Revelation when it's talking of the beast, it's also speaking of America and pretty much the head of Antichrist, which is just Antichrist.
Right. And they say his number is 666. You know what that is? What's that?
The leadership of the government in place.
And meaning what? What is the 666?
That's the number of people.
Right. 666 men that rule the earth today. These family members, and they all network and work together to run the common markets, the economy, all of that. That's the beast. That's the Antichrist. You know what I'm saying?
It's the same thing as in this.
Right.
Okay,
and so when it says back then, though, it was many Antichrists at this time. Those are the people that were coming up with Christ already. And that's how you know we're in the last days, because it's become fashionable. But while we get to this time, it's ramping up. They really Antichrist now.
So you could just say in Revelation, it's just a description of the last Antichrist, or would that be accurate?
I didn't say the last. Like it's more of this is the epitome of going against Christ. Like this is the times that it's just blatant opposition. Like I said, think about the Christian church. In the 1950s, they used to say it was wrong to be LGBT. In the 1950s, they used to say you're not supposed to divorce your wife. Women are supposed to wear a dress to church. And as things go on and on and on and more, now you can have a LGBT choir director. Now women can wear whatever. Women is wearing the same stuff they go to the club, they wear in the church. You can get a divorce. Like you can get high. Everything they initially started off saying, they allow it now. And that's, like I said, everything is just ramping up. As this is the Antichrist, like there's nothing more you can do to show you're against Christ. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's this time. That's this government. That's these people that are ruling this world. You know what I mean? They actually have a church of Satan. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna talk about some of that stuff in class tonight. Well, go ahead. Anything else?
Sir. So just to cement it and bring it home.
Right.
Antichrist is not an individual; it's a concept.
Not a concept. It's an action. You are Antichrist if you're doing this to go against Christ. You know, and the only thing you can do to go with Christ is follow law, statutes, commandments, be an Israelite, and be in the truth. You're not in the truth, you're Antichrist. You know what I mean? Now, how, like, you smoke weed, you're Antichrist. Like, there's no levels of sin, but because the wages of sin is death. But it's like, okay, you just smoke weed, and you might steal when you go to Target. This person smokes weed, they LGBT, they this, they that, like they sell dope. What they say about Baby D? She sell dope, do hair, and watch kids up the same house. Like you do all of it. Like this Antichrist America is doing everything opposite of the book. They're trying to actively break every law of God. And they're trying to make as many people be able to do it. And that's where we're at right now. We're at the maximum. We're towards the last days. It's only going to get well. You see what I'm saying? It's not going. When you watch the rainbow movement, you see the trajectory of it. Like 20 years ago, they was like, oh, yeah, it's just love. Be who you want to be. And there's no problem. Now you're at the point where they got grown men beating up women in the UFC, punching their eyes out. Like nobody 20 years ago thought that was going to happen. But it is what it is. No one thought you would let some grown man go into the bathroom like they had a spa day or something. It was women and they had their kids in there. And some man was just walking around with his rod out. You heard about that? You know what I mean? Like no one thought saying, oh, just love who you love. It's okay. We thought it would get to this. Well, it's about to go past that. The people that say it's okay for him to walk around are going to be like, they're doing too much. In the next 10 years, the price don't return. They're going to be like, that was cool. We just wanted to stand for men being able to go in the bathroom. Y'all are saying a man can marry a 5-year-old. This has gone too far for us, too. but it's gonna keep going. You know what I'm saying? Christ's gonna have to come and cut all these people's heads off. You know what I'm saying? The anti-Christ, like this is everything. You understand? All right. Let's go to Matthew 12 and 26. Let me answer this brother's question. Yeah, man. I was just thinking the other day, like the way stuff is going in the world, I'm just like, man, you can't even escape the weirdness no more. Like it used to just be San Francisco, and then it just became the whole Bay Area, and then it became California, and then it became the West Coast, and now it's becoming part of down south and the East Coast. Like it was only certain parts. Now the whole country is just weird. And I was talking to some old man the other day, and he was just like, he's like, you just get more angry the more old you get. He's like, the way the stuff is becoming. And I was like, damn, I didn't understand it, but as I'm getting older, I get it. Like they seen the way the world has changed and how it's becoming. So to this point, they just keep going. Like I said, I'm like, man, I just want to get out of here, man. I just want this kingdom to end, because it ain't like you can just move to Georgia or move to Louisiana. You go out there, it's gonna be the same weird people you see out here in San Francisco doing the same weird stuff. Go ahead.
Sir.
Okay. Let's go ahead. Where you got it?
12 verse 26.
Right.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 26. Mm-hmm. And if Satan cast out Satan, right, he is divided against himself. Right. How shall then his kingdom stand? Right. So the context of this is Christ was they came and accused Christ of having a demon because he was healing people. And he's saying, how can I have a demon if I'm casting out demons? How can you be evil? And this is the reason why the law, statutes, and commandments are so important. And it ties into this Antichrist. In order for you to follow the Lord, you have to obey the Lord. In order for you to obey the Lord, you have to what? Keep his commandments. So this is the reason why no Christian church can teach you to keep the commandments, because their job is to follow who? Satan. Exactly. And if they teach you to obey God, then they're going against their agenda. You see how it is? Like it's so simple. Like I said, once just me, being in the truth and start watching stuff and seeing how it goes. When Creflo Dollar said that, I'm like, good night. You can't make this stuff up. Huh? But go ahead, read that again. I'm gonna try to find that real quick. Let me see. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 26. And it's like, so you want to start at 25?
Yeah, go up a couple verses.
Verse 25. Mm-hmm. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation.
Right. Every kingdom that divides against itself is going to be destroyed. So how can I be working for the kingdom of Satan when I'm actively destroying it? It can't work. Like, how can you be a Christian pastor and get people off of drugs when your job is to get them on drugs? You have to work to turn women into whores and to molest children, because your job is to work for Satan. They can't do both. They can't go out and clean up the streets. We wonder, you're giving them millions of dollars. They gave them $850 billion since the 80s. Just went to the black church alone. That's not the Catholic church. That's not the Latino church. Just the black church. They got $850 billion since the 80s. And that was like 10 years ago the study came out. Now they're giving them even more. But the ghetto is exactly the same. Where is all the money going? It's going to buy Louis Vuitton purses. It's going to buy planes. It's going to buy drugs. It's going to buy whores. They have to spend the money on evil because they can't. Why would the white man put them in charge? You see what I mean? It's the same way I was thinking about that. I was watching an old class with Commander Giuliani who was playing yesterday. He's like, yeah, if O.J. Simpson would have took that money he got him 50, 60 brothers, he could go to the hood. They'd be all strapped up. Brothers have to listen to him, get in order. I'm like, damn, what if LeBron James, he got $1 billion? What if he got some brothers in order and went through. He could go fix up a whole ghetto. He could go to Chicago tomorrow and fix it up. Because he's LeBron James, you know what I'm saying? He could move like the president. But do you think Nike would give him his $1 billion if he was trying to fix the black community? Nah, they're gonna shut him down. They're gonna take everything from him. His money is to go buy planes and cars with. It's not to fix his community. We're giving you this money to destroy black people, not fix them. It's the only way this relationship works. You're empowered as a Christian pastor to destroy the community, not to fix it. As soon as you start trying to fix it, we're going to cut you off. You understand? All right. And that's why being in the truth, when we say we're the only home of the truth, that's for real. Like, no one else can do this job. Because if they start teaching you to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, they really start fixing the community and you become an enemy of your oppressor. And so these fake Israelites, they don't really teach the law. They're anti-Christ as well because they're teaching division. And then that's when you get all this weird stuff going on in these purple groups and all that type of stuff. They start making up other rules that are not really in the Bible and they passing off as if they're in the truth. Go ahead,
So I was just going to say, would it be also similar to when people in the world call us evil and hateful?
Mm-hmm.
When it's like, it's obviously that we can't be those things because of the work that we're doing.
Right. Exactly. You shall know them by their fruits. But keep going.
Mm-hmm. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand.
Right.
Verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
And if Satan cast out Satan,
mm-hmm.
he is divided against himself.
Right. So when we always say we got to vote to change our condition, you got to get this person in power. How is Joe Biden going to destroy black people and fix black people at the same time? It don't work. He has to destroy us. And so we know this in the truth, but our people are so dumb and docile, they believe, well, if we vote for this person, they're going to change our life. When they don't realize that we're in a game, and that's why I always say we're playing chess. It's two sides to chess. You got the white pieces, you got the black pieces. You cannot win the game playing chess using the other pieces. You can't go over there and say, oh, let me use the white piece, and that's going to help me beat the white piece. They know it's a game of two sides. We're the only ones that don't believe it. We're in the middle of the game, but we don't accept that we're on one side. And so we keep trying to say, well, if you can just give me one of them pawns over there. They're like, nigga, I'm going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're my enemy. Now, I'll act like we're on the same team. Oh, yeah, give me your piece. I'll give you a piece. And you give them a piece. They're like, this nigga is done. Give me another one of the pieces. I'm going to give you 2 pieces, and we're going to help you just defeat me. But yeah, it doesn't make sense. Satan cannot cast out Satan. He's going to destroy himself. So he has to destroy us. And we keep falling for this trick over and over again, thinking we don't want to accept there's a side of this game. This race that we're playing, you are born in the race. You're born on your race. You have to stay on your side. You cannot go to the other side. You can't get out of this. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself.
Right.
How shall then his kingdom stand?
Right. Where you at?
Verse 27?
Yep, keep going. You wanted to go to 28.
And if I, by Beelzebub, cast out devils,
right.
By whom do your children cast them out?
Right.
Therefore, they shall be your judges.
Right. So he's like, they were Sadducees and Pharisees were trying to do similar things. And so when y'all do it, it's of the Lord. When I do it, it's evil. Something ain't adding up. Keep going.
Verse 28. But if I cast out devils by the Spirit of Yahweh,
right.
Then the kingdom of Yahweh is come unto you.
Right. So that's what's really going on. I'm really doing this work. I'm really changing people. That's of the Lord. You know me by my fruit. I can't do both. I cannot help Satan and help the Lord. There's only one or the other. Y'all have to be able to figure that out. Y'all got to discern that. And you know what I mean? That's what you get coming into the truth. It's like, all right, you see these people wearing purple, they're running around the street, they videos look all pristine, but what is really going on? You start analyzing them and seeing the fruit that they're producing, and you realize, okay, this is an evil organization. Because they cannot do what? If they're working for who, they cannot do what?
They can't do good works.
Exactly. It's impossible. It's in their constitution or whatever you want to say, like their founding bylaws. If you go look at IUIC, the start of it just says, you know what, we cannot help black people. So we say, Trayvon Martin, he's a goddamn, he should listen to that white man. F Trayvon Martin. You heard him say that? You know what I'm saying?
They call him a nigga.
Right.
Ironically, like they call him like a white person calls someone.
Exactly. So you're gonna have to come out and say things like that. You're gonna have to come out and do things that are anti-black, anti-Christ, and you're gonna have to say a man can only have one wife. You're gonna have to say that you can do this and do that and do all these type of weird things because in order for them to exist, they cannot teach the laws of God. But yeah, let me play this real quick and we'll go ahead. Now the other context too, Mathumyad, also what we use this precept for obviously is that the times that we're living in right now, America is divided more than it's ever been, and this kingdom is about to fall. And it's just
how the law stirs up sin. We looked at that. So if we Christians hope for victory over sin, we should have any relationship with the law, not eat the 10 Commandments.
So he just said, we learn one more time. I'll play it one more time. He goes into it more, but it's only a little bit. So
how the law stirs up sin. We looked at
the
that.
law stirs up sin. Follow the laws of God, create sin. Keep going. He said,
So if we Christians hope for victory over sin, we should have any relationship with the law, not eat the 10 Commandments.
not even the 10 Commandments.
Who said that?
That's Creflo Dollar.
God.
He's teaching that to 10,000 people. Don't have any relationship with the law because it stirs up sin. Now, give me the precept where it says the love of God. I think it was 1 John 5:3.
First John 4:16.
Mm-hmm. 1 John chapter 5 verse 3. Slide. Mm-hmm.
The book of 1 John chapter 5 verse 3.
Right.
For this is the love of God.
For this is what?
The love of
I'm
God.
gonna write it down. Let you write it down. Huh?
The water, sir.
Don't sweat. This is how you love the Lord. You want to learn how to love God? Everybody in the Christian church, I love God, I love Jesus. Everybody go in there and ask them in his church, they're going to say they love Jesus, they love God, they holy rollers, they Holy Ghost filled, they love the Lord all day. They say Jesus a million times in the church. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Okay, well, if you love God, you love Yahweh, this is what you need to do. Read it again from the top.
Verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
For this is the love of God.
What?
That we keep his commandments.
That you do what?
That we keep his commandments.
So what is he talking about? He's saying, don't keep the commandments, not even the big 10. What are some of the 10 commandments? Everybody knows this. What's some of the 10 commandments? Go ahead, sis. Damn, don't do that. F your mom and your dad. Go another 10 commandment. Do not do what? So you need to commit adultery is what Creflo Dollar is telling you. And what do they do in the Christian church? They don't give a damn about their parents. They commit adultery. What's some more of the 10 commandments? Just the basic. Go ahead. Damn. Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, birthdays. So give me some more 10 commandments.
Thou shalt not murder.
Thou shalt not what?
Thou shalt not murder.
Now let's go to death row and ask them what did they grow up? What religion did they grow up in? Right now. You think I'm making it up? We can go to death row, San Quentin. Ask them, what religion did you grow up in? The Christian church. Everybody on death row that killed somebody, and those are the niggas that got caught. There's a whole lot of other people in every ghetto across America. There's killers running around that never went to jail. All of them are Christian because they believe what Creflo Dollar is teaching. I'm gonna play it one more time, and this is exactly what they're doing. Go ahead. I'm talking to myself. It's like I'm telling them my self-order.
How the law stirs up sin. We looked at that. So if we Christians hope for victory over sin, we should have any relationship with the law, not eat the 10 Commandments.
Right. He goes, like I said, more into that breakdown. So now we're hearing that, and you see the result of that. They don't have any relationship to the law, and they're a bunch of homosexuals. They're a bunch of murderers. They're a bunch of thieves. They're a bunch of adulterers. They're a bunch of child molesters. All of that's going on in the Christian church because they don't have a relationship with the law. And the Lord is telling you right here, read it again for the top.
Verse 3. That's the book of 1 John chapter 5, verse 3.
Right.
For this is the love of God.
Right.
That we keep his commandments.
Right.
And his commandments are not grievous.
When you really, really think about it and you really have the Spirit of Christ upon you, you realize it's not even hard to do this. You're just selfish. And that's why you don't keep the commandments. Like you don't, I was talking to somebody the other day and we were talking to a sister. And I'm telling her about the Israelites. And she was like, yeah, that's heavy what y'all do. You know what I mean? You write like the Black Panthers and all that. I can't stop eating bacon. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stop eating bacon. I got to. I'm like, that's so selfish. And that's going to we're going right into tonight's topic. So tonight's class is Freedom is Slavery and Slavery is Freedom. That's the title of tonight's class, going off of something we were talking about last time. Why do I say that? Freedom is slavery and slavery is freedom. America offers you the freedom to do and be whatever you want to be. And that's called being individualistic. I want you to look up that term, individualistic. We're going to read that. We're going to run through these things. I'm going to try to break it down real quick.
Oxford definition.
Or put individualism, matter of fact. It's an ism. It's a way of life. It's a mentality. Go ahead.
Oxford dictionary definition of individualism.
Right.
The habit or principle of being independent and self-reliant.
Damn, that's even. You really, I didn't even think about that, but like the independent movement, independent woman, like that's the spirit that America puts on everybody. It's not just the women, it's everybody. The men want to be independent. They don't want to worry about other people. It's about myself. Keep going.
Okay. Second definition.
Right.
A social theory favoring freedom of action for individuals over collective or state control.
Damn. So that's the freedom of action. You get the freedom to do whatever you want. That's America. America is based on individualism. You do whatever you want to do under the sun, and you have the freedom to do it, and that's what makes America a great place. Go ahead.
That's like it, sir. I just want to say that I feel like that's something that a lot of brothers that struggle with accepting the truth try to fight with, me myself included. I would always ask the question, well, why can't I be an Israelite by myself? Why can't I just follow the laws by myself?
Right.
I still have that individualistic mindset, realizing that itself was antichrist.
Damn right. Good hand, man. And why is it? Because what are the two most important commandments?
To love your neighbor to love the Lord with all your heart and all your soul, right? And to treat your neighbor and to love your neighbor as yourself,
right? So how can you even keep the most important commandment by yourself? You can't even do what Christ told you to do by your goddamn self. How you gonna love your neighbor by yourself? You have to have brotherhood in order to follow Christ. It's the foundation of the UPK. You have to have brotherhood and sisterhood in order to even follow Christ. That's why we say these fake Israelites are antichrist, because they don't have any brotherhood, because they don't want to be together. That's not what Christ died for. Christ did not die for you, Aqua. He died for the nation of Israel, his people. That's who he came to save, a nation, not one person, not some, what is that called? Like he wants to raise up an army, not a little militia, this little group over here, and this little group over here. No, he's coming for his nation of people, right? But yep. And so go ahead. What we got? So you an individual. That's it for that. Give me the definition of collectivism. And I'm gonna play this thing on here real quick. It's gonna be low. Y'all might not be able to hear. I'm gonna play it both. I'm gonna play it online for the people, and then I'm gonna play it on my phone.
This is the Oxford definition of collectivism.
Right.
The practice or principle of giving a group priority over each individual in it.
Right. So now I don't want to give up pork because it makes me feel good. But I was just thinking, I'm like, damn, if I told you you could give up pork and you could bring black on black crime and murders to zero, would you do it? I know you do it because you're here with me. But I just wonder if you could just explain it that simple, they're gonna be like, that doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, to someone that's in their mind, they think they're logical, they think they're intelligent. You tell somebody quitting pork could save somebody's life. You stop eating pork to save somebody else's life. They be like, you out your goddamn mind. We know it's true because we live in it. You're gonna see it at the Passover. Somebody giving up pork ended someone else dying. Somebody in the school was gonna go out and kill another black man, but they said they heard these laws. They said we can't eat pork. It changed their life. They got on one accord. They had brotherhood for each other. They saw each other as themselves and said, you know what? This law that says I can't eat pork also says I can't kill my brother. I respect that law. I won't do that anymore. But if you just worried about eating your pork, you don't see the bigger picture, then you think it's just about you. But reality, this one step can save our whole lives. It can end brothers from going to prison. It can stop affairs, adultery, AIDS, HIV. All this can happen from coming to the truth. But you don't want to give up your own individual lifestyle to save the group. But the spirit of an Israelite, where it's about the group, is collectivism. Read it again.
Also, definition of collectivism: the practice or principle of giving a group priority over each individual in it.
Right, and that's sacrifice. That's love. You love your brother as yourself. You wouldn't want nobody to kill you, so why would you go and kill someone else? You want nobody to sell you crack. Why are you gonna go sell it to them? Like, you see your brother as yourself, and that changes your behavior. But America teaches individuals. So now I'm gonna play it on here real quick. Let me play this dude.
Did you know that America is the most individualistic nation in the world? What does that mean? We value our independence. The interesting thing is, most of the rest of the world is not that way at all. So when people come into our communities, we have to bridge a gap to a different culture. That's why we're offering Upping Your Cultural IQ. Join us on September 28th. Register.
I was gonna say, so that would also be like when Christians or anyone in the world says, it doesn't bother me, like referring to anything like the LGBT community. It's like, they're not hurting me, they're not hurting anyone.
Exactly.
It's like, but they're only thinking of themselves in that context.
Exactly. That's a heavy point. Get that brother a hand for that one. That's it. Because people always say, oh, it's just that's love. Why are you worrying about what's going on in somebody else's bed? Why are you worrying about them? They try to make it seem like you're crazy, but they don't see that it affects everyone. There's nothing in the world that doesn't affect everyone. There's no way to live independent. We are interdependent people. You work at Taco Bell and you cook tacos for the person that works at Walmart. The person at Walmart does it. Like, we all depend on each other. There's nothing that you can do by yourself that doesn't affect everyone else. And so how you think just you having a relationship with this person, you think that shit it doesn't affect everyone else? And then you spread around HIV, AIDS, you're trying to raise up children without the balance of a mother and father. You think that's gonna help the world? No, it's not. It's gonna cause more problems, but they think it's their business. Nah, everyone's business is related. Sin is connected. So I'm gonna play the dude real quick. Oh no, I'm gonna play it on my phone, and I'm gonna play all this over here. So let's do it one more time so y'all can hear a little bit better, and maybe do a little louder.
Know that America is the most individualistic nation in the world. What does that mean? We value our independence. The interesting thing is we value our independence, being free to do what you want to do. And that's what's important here. Now I'm gonna play this other dude on here real quick. He's from Somalia. He was like, this is how they look at it.
Weirdest thing ever. So I'm born in Somalia. Yeah. Right. There's this idea that if your parents die, like your neighbors just help you and like raise you, or like the community raises everybody's child. Well, like in America, it's like shit. It's individual based. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you better figure it out. Yeah. This is the weirdest.
He said it's weird to him.
He's growing up in Somalia. And what's the difference between Somalia and America? Why is his life? Why was it like that where he was from?
Because they're all one nation.
Of what?
Of some Hamites.
Right, meaning they all are
together.
Okay, but why? What brings them together?
Salaki. I'm not sure.
So let me ask the sister, and I'm gonna let y'all know if she don't get it.
Because they're all collective and they're all there for each other.
Right, but why? What's pulling them together? What's the difference between Somalia and America?
They don't value individualism, I guess.
No.
I'm not sure.
That's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Nah, they are. He said it. They're Hamites. They know they are family. They see themselves as a tribe of people. That's a race. That's why the Chinese come together. That's why the East Indians come together. They're like, this is my cousins. We all look the same. You know what I mean? You go to India, you walk down the street, there's 100. They all look like family. This is us. You go to any of these nations, they are together because they are family. They're in one tribe. So in his mind, he's thinking, this is weird when I come here, but America's supposed to be a melting pot. They're trying to put all different groups of people together and then make them on one accord. And the only way they can do that is by to tell you to do whatever you want to do. They can't convince you to all to come together because you're not together naturally. You know what I mean? So that's that. Now let's go to the precepts. Let me get Luke chapter 4, verse 18. We got 8:30. Try to get out on 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 4, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
The Spirit of the Lord is upon me,
Right.
because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor.
Right.
He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted,
Mm-hmm.
to preach deliverance to the captives and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised.
Right. So the whole entire topic of this class is that freedom is slavery and slavery is freedom. The freedom of America enslaves you. Doing whatever you want to do, living, eating pork, following none of the laws of God, you feel free, but in reality, you're destroyed. Somebody with HIV/AIDS is a slave to the medication they got to take every day. They got to pay this pharmaceutical company for every day for the rest of their life. If they don't take that medicine, they're gonna die within a couple months. You're a slave to that. You're a slave to. You think you're free, but you got to work at this slavery. We call it slavery in the truth because you don't have a nation of people that can enrich you and you be on the top of society. You at the bottom. You working a 9 to 5. You working this job because you at the bottom because you don't have a nation of people to put you in charge, put you at the top. What else then? You freedom to, like I said, women to have as many men as they want, but they end up with 3 baby fathers and they trapped. They gotta have Section 8. They gotta have it. How free is that? You're really not free. Go ahead.
I was gonna say going free to do drugs, but you can't stop.
Right.
Even if you want.
Right. And you become a slave to that drug that you're doing. Christ came to set the people that were captive free. He came to deliver you from your slavery. And how is he going to do that? By enslaving you. That's why slavery is freedom. You need to become a slave to Christ. You need to become a slave to the law, statutes, and commandments. You don't have to be free. You need to shut down your freedom. And that's really what's going to make you free in the long run. You see what I'm saying? Now you won't have to worry about paying no damn HIV medication bill because you're not going to get AIDS because you obey whatever Christ tells you to do. You're not going to go to prison for the next 20 years and be in a cell and be a slave. You're going to obey Christ and say, you know what, I'm not about to sell drugs. I ain't going to go to work or I'm going to do this or start my business, but I'm not going to jail. So I lost my freedom by having to do this, but I gained this. And so now what does that look like being in the truth? You don't have no Saturday. You got to go to camp. You got to come to class. You got to go to Passover.
You got to go to the feast day. You got to do this. You got to do that. You can't eat pork. You can't do this. You can't do that. You have a whole bunch of lists of things that you can't do, but you have become free from all the things that you were gonna do that was gonna destroy you in the long run. So yeah. Anything else on that one? Let's go to John 8:32.
Sorry, 28?
John 8:32.
8:32.
Oh, good shot. This is yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth,
Right.
and the truth shall make you free.
Shall do what?
Shall make you free.
Right. The truth is gonna make you free. You obviously been enslaved because you've been living what? A lie. A lie is going to enslave you. That's what Creflo Dollar's doing. He's sitting there lying to you, telling you don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Do whatever you want to do, and that lie is basically destroying you. And then how do we know what the truth is in the Bible? Man, I know the precept. I wish I had my sword, but read it one more time. Let's see if I can find it.
Book of John, chapter 8, verse 20. Verse 20. Verse 32. And ye shall know the truth,
Right.
and the truth shall make you free.
Right. Now go to Psalms 119 and 142. Yep. And if you want to know if anyone ever asks you, how do you know the truth? What is the truth according to the Bible? It's all the answers are always there, man. Yep. That's how you know the people that teach the Bible in UPK, they went through and combed this thing 1,000 times, man. I did not know all these things. I was taught these precepts from Commander General Hanan, through General Hyman, through all the generals, through all the captains. It's like, damn. When I was as a young brother coming up, like, damn, it really is like I learned this precept from General Hazayan. I remember that. I think I was at Passover and he brought this out. He asked the class, he was like, okay, what's the truth? The truth is keeping the laws. How do you know? How do you prove it in the Bible? This is how you prove it. Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 42.
142.
Oh, so like a 142.
No sweat.
119, 142. Verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
Right.
And thy law is the truth.
And thy what?
Thy law is the truth.
The law, statutes, and commandments is the truth. The truth shall make you free. What is the truth? The law. Like, we're not just making it, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is in the Bible. If you know the book, you will realize everything we saying is true. And that's why they don't want to teach you the Bible. Because it's right in front of your eyes. The answers is right there. You don't got the answers, Sway. You don't got the answer. It's right here. The answer is right here. You want to fix the black community? Stop eating pork. That's not too simple. You can't fix a complex problem with all this dynamics of it. Yeah, you can. It's very simple, man. Do this right here and watch. You don't believe me? Go to the Passover. We got evidence right here. We got 1,000 niggas that would have hated and tried to kill each other that don't do any of these things because they follow these laws. Right? It's very simple. You can change people's lives with that. All right, the truth shall make you free. That's what Christ said. Give me Luke 1:67. Bible shot. The water. But Creflo Dollar tell you, don't follow the law. That's what's going to make you free. Okay, for sure.
This is the book of Luke.
That nigga trying to send you to jail.
Needs a reason to be needed.
Right. He trying to get you AIDS in a penitentiary and on Maury because you don't know who the baby's father is listening to Creflo Dollar. I wonder how many people that, man, every that's another one I'm going to add to that. All the niggas on death row is Christians. Every girl on Maury that was like, who is the father? Running to the back. They was Christians. Every last one of them was Christians on there. They listened to what's his name? Kirk Franklin and all that, man. They got his hits on repeat. They don't know who their baby father is, though, for sure. Go ahead.
A little off beat, but it's just it's amazing just like this year, just how much of the Christian church is being exposed for all the
Right.
debauchery that they're doing, and that like it just like some of them just plain out just admitting it
Right.
without
Right.
even realizing that what they're saying is absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that was a bold one. Like, that's how prideful Creflo Dollar, like, you even said, like, even the Christian church don't teach that, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got that bold, you like, I can just tell these people anything. That's how much Satan, he like Saul. He's so consumed in it. What Christian, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, originally, 50 years ago, the Christian church wasn't this. That's what even the general said. Like, back in the days, it was more right. They didn't have the truth. But when you go like to the 1920s, the further back you go, the more on point the Christian church was. The further we've gotten away, they've evolved. And for this money and power that they've had, they completely gone all the way to the other end. But you couldn't, Creflo Dollar couldn't have came out in 1965 and went on the pulpit and said, don't follow the 10 Commandments. They would have threw something at that nigga. But now he's like, man, I can say anything. I'm untested. Like, I could just imagine, like, they used to make movies about preachers that were hustlers. I remember watching one, I didn't really pay attention, but it was like about an Edomite. Like, he knows he's hustling and he's starting a church, but then he gets caught up because it becomes so big and stuff like that. Like, that's how I view Creflo Dollar. Like, he started off a small time and he just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And as you going, he's like, man, I got to push the limits. What can I do today to keep people on their toes? Like, I'm going to say something crazy. I'm going to say, you ain't even got to keep the 10 Commandments. And if they go with it, then I can do anything at this point. And that's how Donald Trump is. He's like, yeah, I could shoot somebody in Times Square and they still vote for me. And they just go with it. You know, he said that. Yeah, he said that. And he got elected after he said that.
He said a whole bunch of stuff, and someone still got elected, but then he did rig the election, so.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But
But yeah, you had something to say, or you?
Oh, that's like I was just gonna say, like even like modern day Christians, like I know Christians near my age, a little bit older, and they like I've had conversations with, like, it was specifically one person I used to work with, and he specifically said, like, he's a Christian, but he doesn't have to follow the laws because as long as he does more good than bad,
Right.
that's what that God looks at the heart.
Right.
So he was just blatantly doing stuff that he knew he was like, I shouldn't be doing this. But he's just like, as long as I do more good than bad, God's gonna look at my heart.
Now, how do you cut that? This is going to show you how to battle when you go and grow and become an officer. How would you cut him saying that? It's very simple, very one way. It's a one simple question. He just made a statement. He said all he has to do is
to look at my heart.
Right, and that's what's going to happen. All right. Now, how do you cut that? And I know we got to get back to our old ways if we ain't heard this in a long time.
So, like, sir, would it be
He made a statement about who?
About Christ.
Okay, and the Lord.
Come,
okay, where did he get it from?
Salakia, sir, I have no clue.
Exactly, he got it from himself. He's made it up. So what do you have to do to show him that?
I'd have to bring a precept that shows that the law is.
No.
Salakia, sir, I'm not sure.
You got to tell him. Say it again. What he said. You be the Christian again. What did he say?
As long as I do more good.
He said, no, I don't have to do what?
Oh, I don't have to follow the law.
Right, because as long as I do what now?
Because as long as I do more good than bad, God will look at my heart.
Okay, where does that say that in the Bible?
It doesn't.
You see what I'm saying? That's all you got to ask him.
Where does it say
Tell him, prove that to you in the Bible. And he can't do it. You see what I mean? So that's called putting someone in a box, and that's being on the offense. This is general always say, like, you don't want to be on defense. You don't want to have to prove what you're saying is right because what you're saying is right. Make them prove their bullshit is right. Put them on offense. You're saying that, prove it. And they never can because it's a lie. The truth shall make you what? Free. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not scared of any battle. That's why we're undefeated. We speak the truth. This nigga's lying. You can't lose. You telling me that it's okay to be LGBT. Okay. Prove it. Why do I got to prove it to you? You prove it to me. Show me where it says that in the Bible. Show me where it says that you can commit adultery. Show me where it says you can do any of these things you're trying to teach me. Creflo Dollar, prove it to me where you're saying what you're saying is true. You don't have to follow the 10 Commandments. Where does it say that at in the Bible? It doesn't. So who is teaching this? You are. God's not teaching it. It's very simple. That's what you always want to do, man. You ever get into a battle, make them prove themselves. Don't try to prove what you're saying is right. We already know what you're saying is right. Because you get it from where? The Bible. You have evidence to prove what you're saying. They don't. You know what I'm saying? But go to the next precept. Let's go to Luke 1:67, right?
It's the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 67.
Right.
And his father, Zacharias, was filled with the Holy Spirit.
Right.
And prophesied, saying, Blessed be the Lord God of Israel.
What does it say of Africa?
Of Israel.
Of Asia.
Of Israel.
Of Europe.
Blessed be the Lord God of Israel.
Keep going.
For he hath visited and redeemed his people.
He did what?
Visited
Right.
and redeemed his people.
What does it mean to redeem? Like if you go to jail, you get a bail bond. He's going to redeem you. He's going to free you from jail. Christ came to free his people from slavery. And he came to do it by teaching you how to obey the Lord. You have to get in order. You have to submit to what the Lord wants you to do. So you're going to lose all of the freedom that your oppressor gave you. But you're going to gain a lot of freedom by following the Lord. You know what I mean? Anything else? Let's see. Read verse 69.
Verse 69. And hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David.
Right. All right. Drop that. Let's go to 1 Corinthians, I think 7:22. My handwriting might be bad. It might be not. I think it's 7:22.
1 Corinthians.
Yep.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 32.
No, 22.
Oh, so verse 22. For he that is called in the Lord, being a servant, is the Lord's freeman. Likewise, also, he that is called, being free, is Christ's servant.
Right. For he that is called in the Lord, being a servant, is the Lord's freeman. Like you serving the Lord, that's what's going to make you free. You losing being a servant, you got to follow orders. It's like they always try to say, oh, these people had service in the Bible. Is another word for being a slave. It's someone's servant. They do what they tell them to do. I need some water. Go give me some water. I need to, get some whatever. You know what I mean? Servants do whatever you tell them to do. Servants obey their masters. You're a servant of the Lord, but that's actually what's going to make you free. All right? Likewise, also, he that is called being free is Christ's servant. Someone that's going to be free is someone that's going to serve Christ. The people that don't serve Christ, they look free. They're not free. That's why Kanye West is crazy out of his goddamn mind. That's why all these celebrities are crazy. They look free to you, and they tell you, like, yeah, it come out, yeah, I was addicted to opioids. I was addicted to, like, you got $50 million. What are you stressing out about? They not free. They really enslaved. Right? And it's really sad. Like when people tell you that, you thinking like, y'all tripping, man. If I had that, I'd be good. Nah, I don't want it. If I wasn't in the truth, I don't want it. Now in the truth, I'll take the 50 mil. I'm gonna do what's right with it because I'm a free man. But them, it's just gonna destroy them more and more and more. It doesn't matter what. Michael Jackson, look at this nigga. I mean, look at that nigga Michael Jackson. If he would have never been famous, he would have been a whole lot better. Working at Popeyes, the nigga would have had a better life. He would have just been Michael Jackson. Tito worked at Walmart. He worked at McDonald's. He still got his nose, still got his fro, got a couple kids. This nigga got billions of dollars and cut his face up and destroyed his skin and became a child molester. That money destroyed that brother because he wasn't a free man. He was a slave. And he got all this money and this power. Like, nigga, what are you doing, bro? And then he ended up killing himself, getting high. Go ahead, up.
I was just gonna mention literally about
Mhm.
that. I mean, we're ripping at that conversation today about the destruction of Michael Jackson.
Damn, for real?
God.
Most High Christ. What was y'all saying?
Well, I was pretty much just like
Mhm.
like how a lot of people, how like the world was able to convince everybody
Mhm.
that, oh no, he didn't do that because he was enjoying. He did it because of medical reasons.
Right.
It's clear that he cut his nose off, he
Right.
changed his skin, and he changed his hair.
Exactly.
It's just, that wasn't an accident.
He looked like a white woman at the end of his life.
God,
He's now look like a black man.
right.
Yeah.
It's still crazy though, because the world still really believed it's like, oh no, it's okay.
Right.
He did it because of medical reasons.
Like you said, even if let's say he had a skin disease, he did it try to make his skin even. Okay, why you blonde? I mean, why you straighten your hair out? And why did you mess up with your nose? Like you didn't want a black nose, because there's people that are albinos that still look like niggas. They got nappy hair, they got white skin, they keep their nose, all that. That brother was completely destroyed by that money, and that's like, you know, I'll be thinking about that too. That's why a lot of people don't come into the truth to have a lot of money, because if you have a weed addiction, having $1 million is not gonna help. You're gonna get all the weed you want. You know what I mean? You get all the lean. Like, man, I was listening to another rapper, Filthy Rich from the Bay Area, from Oakland. He had a song yesterday. I'm like, damn, I feel bad for this nigga. Like, when I was in the world, you look up to these cats like, damn, he got this, he got that. He was like, yeah, I'm pissing blood, and I damn near got cancer. My kidneys is failing because he been rich and drinking as much lean as he want for the past 20 years. You know what I'm saying? He been free. He had all the money and freedom to do whatever he want. Staying up all night, getting high, and using lean, and now he's killing himself because he got all that money and power, man. Nah, that's not safe in somebody's hand. Salaki. All right. Okay. Go ahead, Salaki. Where we at with it?
Verse 23.
Corinthians 7:23. You are brought with a price, be not the same. Yeah, that's what exactly I wanted to go to. Yep.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 23. Ye are bought with a price, but not ye the servants of men.
Be not ye. Yeah.
Be not ye the servants of men.
Right. So this is talking about saying Christ bought you with a price. Like, once again, giving you the bail analogy. You go to jail, someone has to come and pay your bond to redeem you so you can get free. And now they're like, okay, now nigga, you owe me. You want to get out of jail? Now, okay, I paid that. Yeah, you out of jail, but you owe me. You're going to have to pay me back. You got to pay Christ back. He didn't just do this for nothing. He wants you to go out and continue the work that he was doing. You got to go help other people. You have to change your life. I can't get you out. You saying, get you out. You supposed to go to prison. You call me on my phone like, yeah, I ain't going to do this. I ain't going to sell dope no more. Just come get me out of here. I'm done with the game. I'm giving up. All right, cool. I'm going to be over there. Boom, pay the money. Get out. All right, I need you to go talk to the kids. Tell them that they shouldn't join no gang and stuff, so don't no more. I need you to go home to your family and raise your children. I need you to take care of your wife. I'm going to need you to do this and do that. You know what I mean? And you get out and you do the same stuff again.
Right.
Like, nah, man, I didn't bail you out for you to go sell dope again. I bailed you out so you would stop. You know what I'm saying? If it was the case that you were going to do it, I should have just left you in there. It would actually been more better for you because at least you couldn't have hurt nobody else. Right. You know what I mean? And that's what Christ is saying. Like, he redeemed you. He bought you at a price. You owe him. You have to change your life. If you don't, then you are really trampling on Christ. That's another precept, but we won't pull that one out. But you understand? All right. And so that's why I say freedom is slavery, slavery is freedom. I'm going to keep repeating it as we go through each different verse. Now, Romans 6 and 15. America wants you to be an individual, worry about yourself, me, And you know what America ended up doing? That's a statement that they say, right? America is the land of the
free.
right. What is this?
Land of the brave,
Land of the brave, land of the free. Now let me see if anybody can guess. Which country on planet Earth has the most people in prison? There you go. There it is. America. America has the most people in prison. I'm gonna look that up. Yeah. Country.
It said we have more people in prison than the next 4 countries.
Mm.
Countries' prison populations combined.
Damn. I believe it. Highest prison population. The United States is the home to the largest number of prisoners worldwide. Roughly 1.8 million people were incarcerated in the U.S. at the end of 2023.
That's less than usual.
And exactly, it used to be higher than that. They letting people out, and they still number one. In China, the estimated prison population is 1.69 million people that year. Other nations have far fewer prisons. So one thing, even with that number that China has, that is ridiculous in comparison to population. China has 1.3 billion people. America, we're only the 0.3. They got 1 billion more people and still got less people in prison. That's crazy. They have 1 billion more people and they still don't have as many people as we do in prison. But what do they tell you about China?
Oh, it's like that. It's an oppressive country.
Exactly. And it's oppressive. What's the other word they use for that? It's a dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? It's communist. They not free in China. Well, it's a whole lot of people walking around free. There's 1 billion of them. There's a 1 point. You know what I'm saying? None of them are in prison, but they supposed to not be free. So who are they really fooling around here? Your freedom, and then when you really look at it, who the people that are free in America is your oppressor. You know what I mean? It's the white man. I ain't even gonna. The white man is the devil. The Bible speaks to. It's a lot of you too. You know what I mean? That's what it is. They do all the crime, but they still free. So it is the land of the free for them. But everybody in jail is really blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's who it's not free for. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's still just crazy to think about the fact that we make up more than white Latinos make up more than 70% of the prison population. Yeah, we're not even close to 30% of the population of America altogether.
Exactly.
That by itself should be something to go to war over.
Exactly.
But it's just I don't understand what spirits on people to make us so docile other than the Christian church.
And that's the key right there. We are spiritual people, and they took our spirit away from us, and then not having the identity of being an Israelite. Like I said, the Somalian, he cared for his brother. He making it seem like it's a country like, oh, my country just better. No, they just family. That's why y'all treat each other better, because y'all are related. Everyone treats each other better because they know they're related. Edomites treat each other better than everyone else because they know they're related. Everyone is doing this except us because we don't feel like we're a family. And that's because they took our identity in this Bible. That's one of the first key steps to fixing the problems in the black community. And the Latino community is letting us know we family. And then you let us know how our family or what are our rules to our family. And those two things really can save everyone's life. You know what I mean? Yep. Go ahead.
Chapter 6, verse
15.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 15.
Right.
What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace?
Right.
God forbid.
Right.
16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey. Whether of sin unto death or of obedience unto righteousness.
Right. So whoever slave you become to, whoever you're going to obey, that's who you're going to serve. If you're going to serve and you're going to obey the weed man, you're going to obey the backwood seller, you're gonna obey the liquor store, the syrup man. That's who you're gonna serve. You working, your whole paycheck is going to get high, get weed. You serve him. You serve the drug dealer. You don't work for yourself. Your whole paycheck is going to him. You're a slave to that person. You become a slave to Christ. You're going to work for him, and then you're going to get the benefits of that as well. So, you know what I mean?
Slocky. Would another precept to go along with this be the wages of sin or death?
Right. Yeah, right.
Come.
Matter of fact, we're going to get that pretty soon, something similar to that. And that's down in verse 23.
Come. Verse 17?
Verse 23. Well, read verse 17 real quick.
Come. Verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
But God be thanked that ye were that ye were the servants of sin, but ye have obeyed from the heart that form of doctrine which was delivered you.
Right. So you obeyed the doctrine. You were servants of sin. This is what your life was about. But now you don't sin anymore, and this is what's delivering you or freeing you. Verse 18.
Being then made free from sin, ye became the servants of righteousness.
Right, now you became the servants of righteousness. You became slave. Yeah, you're not free. I like literally me coming out of truth. I remember that feeling. Like I didn't want to come into the school because I knew I was going to have to change. So it was a part of me like, okay, I'm still smoking. I don't want to stop smoking, but I know I need to stop smoking. But if I come into the truth, I know myself, I'm going to end up stop smoking. So let me just not go over there so I can keep smoking. And when coming to the school, I'm like, damn, okay, we got to go to camp every week. And in my mind, having that freedom for my entire life, I'm like, damn, man, no Saturdays again. Like, I can't go to the beach on Saturday. I can't do nothing on Saturday for the rest of my life. Like, it felt like I was losing a part of myself. Like, a lot of sisters will say that too when you come into the truth, and their friends will try to get that. I've seen it a lot of times. The sisters will be like, their friends are going to be like, you're not yourself no more. Like, you just do whatever he say do, and you losing your identity. You not even you. Like, you know what I'm saying? They always say that. And that's something, like I said, I ain't even going to talk about, but I got family, man. I'm battling with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the same thing. It's like, she like, he just don't want me to be me no more. And it's like, yeah, you're losing your freedom, and you are coming to obey someone and follow them. It doesn't feel good initially, but now as I've grown and seen, it's like, damn, I can't wait to go back to camp. Like, what the hell was I doing with my life before? I was wasting my life. You see what I'm saying? But I thought I was losing a part of myself, but that was the worst part of me. It was the selfish part of me that I lost. That I wanted to go and get high and go to the beach on Saturday, and my people are being destroyed. You see what I'm saying? But now, not only do I not miss that anymore, I've learned to love going to camp on Saturday. And now that I wouldn't want somebody to take it away from me. Like right now, This shit is like messing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't been going to camp. I don't know what to do with myself. Like, man, all this time on Saturday, I'm trying to figure this out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not right. You know what I mean? So that's how it is. Like, you come in, a lot of sisters come in, oh, you dressing this way, you changed the way. Eventually, you're going to see as time goes, and usually it happens, especially as women get older and stuff like that, they start to see, like, yeah, why is that girl wearing that? You know, you start to be like, that's crazy to me to see it, or to see little girls, and when you see them start growing up, you see yourself in them, and you realize, like, damn, it's not good. Like, you're going to see this girl in high school, and you're going to see that was you then, and she's going to go and get an abortion. And you're like, damn, that shit is not good. It's not a good thing to do. But
I would have been doing that, but now I'm listening to this man, and now I don't go through that. And now I don't go through 3 baby fathers, and I don't go through what my friend is going through. She got her eye blacked by her boyfriend. I don't go through her. She in the freaking test getting syphilis, and you know what I'm saying? Because her Brandon dealt with some whore and brought that back to her. Like, you see all the problems your friends have, and you're like, damn, those are the same ones that told me I was losing myself. But actually, I gained a whole lot more freedom than them. Their life is horrible, and it's a whole bunch of pain and suffering over there. But I did have to go through some suffering because I did have to shut my mouth. I did have to listen to this man. I did have to humble myself. That wasn't fun. It ain't fun for none of us. It ain't fun for us to be coming in as a grown-ass man and say, okay, come on, and go pick up this and go grab that. That's not fun initially. You're not used to that. You used to doing whatever you, nigga, I can get your own drink. Who the hell is this nigga telling me to kind of, no, nigga. I'm a grown-ass man, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? But then you start to realize, nah, man, I love this brother. This brother helped save my life. I appreciate getting him a water or a drink or anything because he's helped save me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's not, oh, this nigga is telling me to wash the damn toilet or pick up this plates. It's, nigga, not only is he doing it, he did the same thing for the next brother. This is how we fix our problems. That's the same way a lot of the sisters, if they can get to the other side to see that, they'll be like, okay, I appreciate I don't want that, taught me this stuff right here.
Right.
All right. Anything else? Where we at?
19.
Let's drop down to verse 23 for yours, and then we'll go for time's sake. We're gonna keep going.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 23.
Right.
For the wages of sin is death.
Right. All right. Drop that, and I'll go to Deuteronomy. Ecclesiastes 12 and 10.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 10.
Okay.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 10. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words.
Maybe not 12. Maybe was it 13? Verse 13. What's 13 say?
So it's actually Ecclesiastes.
I want where it says the whole duty of man. 13? Yeah. 12 and 13.
12 and 13. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Mm-hmm.
Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
All right, this is what we was born for. This is what was made for. Keep the commandments. Sounds so simple, straight to the point. That's what's going to free Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. All this other stuff, you having your own freedom to do what you want to do, like the Church of Satan tells you to do as thou wilt. Those things is what's going to have you jammed up and really lose your freedom. Like I said, once again, the example of being in prison. Drop that. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28:68. A couple more famous precepts. And I'll just run through this. Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Right. This is the prophecy that happened for us not following the law, statutes, and commandments. These are one of the curses that happened for us not obeying the Lord, and we lived through it and went through the worst captivity on planet Earth. You Google the word slavery, you're gonna see
us in slavery. And so give me Deuteronomy 30 and 19.
Come.
Wait, that's what I want.
Come.
See what it says.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
I call heaven and earth
Right.
to record this day against you,
Right.
that I have set before you life and death.
The Lord told you before you right now, these laws, statutes, commandments, I'm giving you an option, life and death. Oh, but you losing yourself. Life and death. Oh, you just doing whatever they say. Life and death. You in a cult. Life and death. This is just Christmas. Life and death. Oh, it's just Easter celebrate. Life and death. I'm setting before you. I'm showing you. This is highly intelligent. The Lord is the most intelligent thing. Like this book is no other. It's so plain and simple, but it's like rocket science, man. Read it again.
Verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you,
Right.
that I have set before you life and death,
Right.
blessings and cursing.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, choose life.
What? Mm-hmm.
Therefore, choose life,
Right.
that both thou and thy seed may live.
Right. So it's like if you had a test and someone gives you the answer is B in the multiple choice questions, and you looking like, what should I do? Choose B. That's the answer. This is the answer to the question that you ask, and this is the answer. This is the answer to the test that you're taking. Choose life. The Lord's not even telling you you don't really have an option. This is just you have two things set before you. I'm showing you which way to go, which way not to go. Choose life. This way is life. The other way is death. And we chose death every time. The only time we starting to figure this out is with Christ. We're like, okay, I get it now. And that's because a brother gave up everything he had who didn't have to. You understand? That's what inspired, that's what changed people. That's why old Israelite, Old Testament Israelites that only follow, they can't figure it out because they didn't have an example. And this is why they get mad at us for always getting credit to Commander General Yohana. They think that we worshiping him when in reality, we're just giving credit to someone that did an example. Like I couldn't know brotherhood unless I saw it.
Right.
Like if there was no truth for me to join, then where am I going to get this from?
Right.
You go to a fake Israelite group that's a break off of a break off of a break off of a break off. How can they teach you how to be brotherly?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's like so simple to us, it doesn't make any sense. You 15 groups removed, and I'm supposed to come and learn from your leader how to be loyal? It doesn't make sense. Even with the sister that had the thing on with Commander Gianna on Black Watch that made the song, she was like, yeah, my mom, she was a good mother and a good wife. She had 5 husbands. She had to check herself like, nah, she wasn't a good wife. She had 5 husbands. Like, how can she be a good wife? She didn't listen. Right. She didn't shut her mouth. She didn't obey her husband. She was a horrible woman. She started realizing it right there, just being around the priest and prophets. Like, yeah, I didn't cut myself. Ain't no way she could have been a good wife with 5 husbands. You know what I'm saying? How can you be a servant of Christ and you always leaving your brothers? Right. It doesn't make sense. You cannot teach something you haven't learned and observed. You only can be as good as your leader is. Commander Yohana is loyal, and the men underneath him are loyal. General Mahaiman is loyal. General Mayakahala, General Hazayan, all the generals are loyal men because they learned that from commanding General Yohana. So all the men after him learn how to be loyal. Right. You got this leader that is so disloyal, all he can teach his men is how to be disloyal. That's why they all keep leaving them. And they keep, he gonna tell me I gotta stay here, and this ain't the truth if I leave here. Nigga, you left the truth. Right. So how can you tell me I can't leave? Right. I'm out. And then they go to another group, and they start another group, and then people be like, but didn't you come from another group? So why can't I leave y'all? And then they start saying stuff, well, we can just be a unity camp.
We don't have to be all together. We can just come together on Saturday and we can be united, and it looks good on TV, on camera. But when we go home, we hate each other and we don't really be together. So they make an exception and say there ain't no home of the truth.
Right.
Because they can't be themselves if there is a home of the truth.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It cuts their spirit. Like, how can I do what I'm doing unless I say I'm the home of the truth, and then I will make this other person feel bad, and then they would be like, well, how are you in the truth now after leaving me?
Right.
You can't be in the truth because I'm the truth. And then they're gonna be like, well, I'm the truth. And then they're gonna be like, no, matter of fact, let's just fix it. Ain't no truth.
Right.
And if there ain't no truth, ain't no blow my mind.
It's like if there's no truth, there's no
Tough one is on topic, the whole class. There ain't no truth is in the definition.
there is no freedom.
Right? Because the truth is
Oh, Slakia,
there ain't no truth, there is no
lie. Or Slakia, if there's no truth, then there's nothing that's wrong.
No law.
what was it?
No law.
There you go. The truth is the law. So if there is no home of the truth, then they're teaching there is no law of God in the fake Israelite group. Because what rules are you keeping if there's no place to find the truth at? It doesn't make any sense. So then there's no law. Then you can join the purple faggots. They about to really cut. You can join them, and then you can be a homosexual. And you can join them, and you can go sleep with a transvestite. That's what they're doing there. The dude shot the transvestite. You know what I'm saying? In purple, with a purple shirt on. Being an IUIC. Because he's in a place that's lawless. It's that simple. Go ahead.
It's like, sir, something I noticed about other Israelite camps is even when they come against any of the generals or any of the captains, they'll never say that we're not teaching the truth, but they'll always, all of them, every single one, no matter where they come from,
Right.
they'll always say the same thing about the men UPK being unrighteously prideful. They'll never say anything about the teachings of the truth.
Right,
They know
right.
it all comes from One West,
Right.
but they always accuse us of being unrighteously prideful.
Right.
And they say that is the problem with these because we say we're the home of the truth, and they hate that to the point where it's just the only thing they can say is just make up saying that we're prideful,
Right.
unrighteously.
Right. Get out of hand. That's what I'm doing. And you know who got a lot of that? Who was told the same thing?
No, Salakia. In the Bible, prideful. Salakia, was it David?
Need one more shot for time's sake. Yahushua.
Khan.
Yahushua was told he was too prideful. He was too big enough himself when he was saying he was the son of God. They said it was blasphemy and stoned him. Because how dare you say something like that? You see what I'm saying? And that's the same spirit these brothers got on them. But it's like we say these bold things and bold statements, only home of the truth. If you're not in One West, you're not in the truth. Because Christ did the same thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He said, follow me. He said, what was the one that Christ said? He was like, he that's not with me is against me. Them is bold statements. You trying to lead the whole nation of Israel? You going around the Sadducees and Pharisees. They're like, we in charge. You supposed to come up through us. We supposed to crown you and say that you're not with us. You're against us. He like, you're not with me. You're against me. You're against the Lord.
Right.
That's a bold statement to say that God ain't with you if you ain't following me. Follow me. These fake Israelites would have probably tried to kill him too. We know they would have tried to kill him too.
Right.
But Salakia, anything else? I mean, blah blah blah. Proverbs 3:31. I'm just running through these so you can have them be a precept book too. Proverbs 3:31. I'm gonna get. Oh yeah, I'll let you.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Right. When you become individualistic and you try to do whatever you want to do, eat whatever you want, go wherever you want, live how you want to live, that's the way the white man lives. That's his culture. That's his way of life, is doing whatever you want. And when you do that, you end up enslaved.
The camera falls like it, sir. One of the cameras on the floor. It's on the ground.
Let me see. What's going on? Hold on.
The one outside, I believe.
I hear that, but hold on. What's going on next door? Go check that outside, bro. Let's see if it's next door or if it's just immediately outside. Might just be some crackheads.
It's like it, sir. There's a man out here. He's somewhat abusing his woman, I think. Put his hands on her. Brother.
Hey, that's some dope head shit. Let me see if this shit can open up. I'm glad they fixed that shit. I did not like having that in the bill. Salaki, I walked in online. A little situation out the school, nothing too serious though.
The camera's on too, sir.
Yeah. Where at? What are you talking about? Which one? In the front or the back?
I'm not sure where this one right here.
Oh, it has been.
It wasn't like that.
You think it just fell right now?
It fell during class. It wasn't like that.
Okay. Well, we'll worry about that after real quick. Let's just finish out the class real quick. So, let's go to Proverbs 3:31 real quick.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
Envy thou not the oppressor,
Right.
and choose none of his ways.
Right. So when you become individualistic, that's how you end up jammed up in slavery. That's what everybody says when they selling dope or doing crime. They say, I'm just doing me. A lot of the sisters say they're just doing me. They want to be independent. Independent women is being individualistic, and you worry about yourself. You don't see the group, and it destroys everybody, and you really end up worse off in the long run.
Okay.
Black women got the most education out of any group in America. More than the Chinese, more than the Africans, more than white women, than white men. Black women have the most college degrees. Let me look it up and see if I'm making it up. Go to the next precept. Give me Psalm 73:3. I'm gonna look that up real quick. Let me see. Yeah. Black women, most college
degrees. Among black students in higher education, women are more likely than men to earn degrees. Black women get 64% of bachelor's degrees, 71% of master's degrees, and 65% of doctoral. So let me see. 2020. New study shows that black women are among the most educated group in the United States. Right? What is the point that I'm trying to make here? African American shows accounted for 70%. So long story short, yeah, it says both race and gender. The study also shows that black women are enrolled in college at a higher percentage than any other group, including white women, Asian women, and white men. Okay, blah, 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 blah. So that sounds good. Sounds amazing, right? But you free, you independent, you still ended up a slave.
Sloppy, sir.
Go ahead.
Could it be said that with the college degree, it adds respects of persons to that woman?
What do you mean?
Or just people in general, they have respects of persons because someone went to college, even though it's not necessarily, it doesn't show anything greater than the fact that they went to college.
That part, and I would say this part. Like I said, I'm gonna give you the number to say why they ended up in slavery. Because one, so black women, there's a few things. They got free, they got independent, they got their education, they got their jobs, right? But how did they end enslaved? They're the most single women. Like educated black women are most likely to get a divorce or never be married out of any other group. And also right here, it says black women own a disproportionate amount of the $1.6 trillion federal student debt total, with higher debt averages than any other demographic. These melanated and highly educated black women have 43% more undergraduate debt than their white women counterparts. They enslaved. All that independence, all that education, and you're a dummy.
Right.
You are enslaved to the white man, and he's making money. He don't even go to college no more. He's making money off of your ass.
Right.
And that's the type of stuff that Jeremiah be saying, like, that's just being one way. Like, I just thought of that right now. I didn't even think about that before class. Like, the white man ain't going to school because your dumb ass is paying him to go to school. He's like, why would I go to school when I can just get money off of you? I'm going to do the construction to build the school that you go to. I'm going to do this and do that. I don't have no student debt. I'm making $100,000 a year, and you are $200,000 in debt. And you work at Walmart now. Like, this stuff be crazy, man. So, yeah, all that, and you don't even have a family or a husband or nothing to do to go with it.
Right.
It's like you're dumb, man. And so all that, you're envying the oppressor. Read Proverbs 3:30 one more time.
Mm-hmm. It's the book of Sloppy.
Right. And then we got, I told you to go to Psalm 73. That would work too. Sorry, my fault. I had you go back.
One more time. I have it.
Where you got both of them, or you got just one? If you got Psalms, just do Psalms. Let's do Psalms 73 and 3. It's gonna be the same
the
thing.
Book of Psalms, chapter 73, verse 3.
Right.
For I was envious at the parody of the wicked. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Right. You see how great your oppressor is living, and you envy them. You want what they have. And so you think you're going to do what they're doing to get what they have. And then it doesn't work out for you that way. So what exactly were you looking at? You're looking at, they got the white picket fence and they got this house and the family in the suburbs. You want all of that and you envy them, but you don't end up with none of that. You just end up with a condo and I'm going too far. And a Salaki. These sisters got a condo, a dog, and a bullet or a damn rose or whatever. They got sex toys. They don't got no man. They lonely. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell was all that for? You're not gonna live like the white woman.
If I may,
you know what I'm saying?
Khan.
You know what I mean? He said, yeah.
Khan, I was gonna say, if I
Mhm.
I know, like black women have been reported like this year to be one of the most lonely demographics of millennials and Gen Z.
Yeah.
It's like they're like 4 times more likely to report being lonely
Damn.
than the next.
And then they watch us and they see us talk like this and they be like, y'all evil. You know what I'm saying? Like to them it sounds like we hate black women. But in reality, that's like love. Like that really hurts. Like that doesn't make me feel good to say that there's 100,000, a couple million black women that is in $1 trillion worth of debt and lonely. Like that's not what I came into the truth for, to push black women down. But we have to tell them the truth. Am I your enemy because I'm telling you the truth? How else you gonna change unless nobody else telling you? Creflo Dollar ain't gonna tell you. He gonna tell you the women now are loose. Then you can be equally dope. They gonna tell you there's some mythical Tyler Perry actor that's gonna come save your life, and you're gonna marry. So you living in a false reality, and this brother over here drive a bus, you'll never talk to him because you got 2 degrees and you make this much money. When you could really come and help raise this brother up, show him how to get a business, build a family, use all the education you got, but you have this whole mindset envying your oppressor. And the cold part about it is you're really not. They don't even do that. Or when they do it, they do it right because it's for them. What am I saying? Like, we follow the men. What's our problem? We follow the gangsters. We want to be like the Italian mafia.
Right.
We want to be like drug dealers and do crime and robbery and kill people like the Italian mafia. And we end up going to jail. We envying them, thinking that's our way to get freedom. We end up worse off. And it's the same exact thing. Like, unless you tell our people the truth, they gonna keep doing this thing. So yeah, it's not a fun thing to see these sisters destroyed, but somebody got to tell them that they're dumb, and if they don't want to hear it, then they're gonna keep going down this path. Right. Go ahead though. Let's go to John 4:22. And I think that's pretty much it for the precepts. We already 9:32. So like we just cut it.
John 4
and
32.
22.
So like this is the book of John, chapter 4, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
Ye worship, ye know not what.
Right.
We know.
That's not what I wanted. Damn. 8 and 44. That's my fault. I think that's what I want here. Mm-hmm.
It's the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44.
Right.
Ye are of your father, the devil.
Right.
And the lusts of your father ye will do.
Mm-hmm.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
Right.
And abode not in the truth.
Damn.
Because there is no truth in him.
Damn.
When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own.
Damn.
For he is a liar and the father of it.
Damn. So once again, you of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He's checking these Sadducees and Pharisees. He's saying you are just like the oppressor. You love him so much, you're acting like him. Right. You're doing the thing he does, and the lust of your father you will do. The oppressors are a lust-filled nation of people. All they do is just self-indulgence. Like, what is that stuff called? Bulimia, where you eat food and just throw it up. You know what I'm saying? That's their code. They've been doing that since ancient Greece. They just eat grapes till they get full. They used to, the Roman parties, they have a bucket where they could just throw up in the bucket and then they just eat more food. Like, they're lust-filled bastards, and we become like them, and this is what's destroying us. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth. He didn't keep the law. He was lawless. He was an outlaw. And when you become an outlaw, you become lawless, you become like him, you'll become a murderer too. Right. Because there was no truth in him. You know what I'm saying? There is no law in him. That's not what he was made to be. He wasn't made to be in order. He was made to be out of order. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. That's just how they are. They have to lie, because if they tell the truth, then they will fix things. That's why when you go to school, a lot of people don't want to go to school because they're like, they telling you a lot of lies. Of course, there's good information you can learn in school, But unless you have the mindset to see the lies in it, then you will become lost like a lot of those sisters.
Right.
So they go into school and they trust in the oppressor, and then they're coming back with it to our community, and it's not working for them
Right.
because they believe in the lies. So they're like, oh, this is a male patriarchy. You're trying to oppress me. That's the good. God, yeah. Like I said, I'm figuring this stuff out right now, but we're going into class. They go into school and they like, the black man is trying to destroy me. They went to school and learned that. Isn't that crazy? You went to school coming back talking about this is male patriarchy. You're trying to dominate. You're a male chauvinistic bastard. You're trying to oppress me by telling me to shut up and cook and clean at the house. And I remember, man, I even gave a ride to an Edomite. I was driving Uber. And she was like, yeah, I like my husband, you know, and he's from an old-fashioned family. He come from money. He got a lot of money, but he wants to control me, and he wants to tell me what to do, and I don't want to do it. And then she got out the car and she went to work, and it's like 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, you're about to go into this job, and they're going to tell you everything to do today.
Right.
They're going to tell you to do this and do that and do this and do that and do this and do that. And you're going to do it. And then you're going to go home, and the person that's sleeping with you, you're not going to do anything he tells you to do. And they will fire your ass in a heartbeat. If it becomes a recession, they will lay you off. They don't give a damn about you. At least he's over here willing to love and kill and die for you, allegedly, you know what I'm saying, as an oppressor. I was like, that shit is so dumb. You know what I mean? Like, she is getting up and doing she didn't have to work. She was talking about it. Like, he just wanted me to stay home, raise our kids, and not work. I don't want to do it. I don't want to listen to him. And then go in here and do whatever somebody else said he do.
Right.
So, it is what it is. That's the way of the world, man. That's how they teach you. That's how they get you. That's how they oppress you. You know what I mean?
It's
You go.
crazy that she said that because it's like, what is she doing with him? Why she choose to marry him if she felt like that?
Exactly.
If she's not gonna be there for her husband, then what is she doing with her life?
She's doing what her culture tells them to do. You see what I'm saying? Because their culture doesn't benefit off of you being successful together. They benefit off of you being destroyed. And so that's the same thing. Like, that's what the black women bring it all back. The black women are listening to white women, and it's destroying their family. But the reason why the white woman is teaching this is because the white man wants to enslave you, if that's making sense. Like, he's the one telling them to say this to you, then you come home and you're like, yeah, my husband's oppressing me. And then you leave him and go get a job and work for him. And now he gets more richer. So he came up off of you being destroyed. So she didn't go to school and learn, damn, the white man's the devil and he's the oppressor, and I should try to get with my husband and fix our community. She learned that he's the problem and he's the enemy, and I should get away from him. And so, yeah, that's the same way. Like, she's doing that because she's been brainwashed by people that want to take advantage of her. How is he going to get her to come to work for her if she goes home and follows her husband? So she's still married. To answer your question, like, why did she do it? She thinks that's what she's supposed to do, but she's been brainwashed by society to be an individual, and she doesn't want to let go of her individual mindset. She wants to have her cake and eat it too. That's what it's called. She wants to have a family and still be independent. And you can't, one's going to have to break. And that's what's called divorce.
Right.
So I bet you those people are divorced right now. I'm not psychic, but 9 times out of 10, that lady I gave a ride to is not with him right now. And they're probably divorced because it just doesn't work out. She's trying to be independent and have a marriage. She wants to have her cake and eat it too. You can't have both. It doesn't work out that way. It's not the real world. But with that, I know we've gone over time. We'll go ahead and close out the class. I'm just going to salute everybody since we're over time anyway. I'm going to say shalom, Yahweh Shah, to all the brothers. Yahweh Shemar, Yahweh Shemar, Shah, to all the sisters. All right, class dismissed.